Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I just woke up, and for those who ain't ready for this, do this really quick. So, I've been in the studio editing for the last, it's 7 a.m. right now. I've been editing since 7 p.m. yesterday, and right now I had like an hour for final project to render down. I decided to look into the Trayvon situation. So, I finally look into it, and, it's ridiculous that we got to keep on doing the same videos it's almost like if it isn't every year, it's every 6 months where some person is killed wrongfully or, stepped on. This young man was murdered because of somebody's past. If we just look close enough at the Zimmerman's life, then we can pretty much tell exactly what happened. And I'm watching these stories, and, we got to stop saying, black on white. Apparently, they're trying to point out, oh, he's not white, he's Hispanic. Well, there's enough drama in the black and Hispanic neighborhoods already. There's enough drama with whites and Hispanics. There's enough drama with all that. The man was a grown man who shot a little boy. That is the bottom line. He ain't white, he ain't black. He's a man that shot a child. And next, it doesn't matter what color the man is. The fact that it's just about this. It's exactly like when the old man was told not to go to the neighbor's house. This man followed a little boy through the neighborhood. What's the first thing you learn as a kid? And he's in the hood. You got somebody following you. The little boy thought he was going to be robbed. And, of course you're going to run when you notice somebody following you. You chase that boy down and kill that boy. Because he was tired of them people getting away with it. And when you listen to the thing, he called the coons. Come on, man. He made the coon statement on the tape. I listened to 2 911 calls. I listened to Zimmerman's call, which was cut short. I'm going to go back and go listen to it again and everything. And I might make a video reply to this video on my other channel. But it was completely ridiculous. This was worse than Oscar Grant because it was a little kid. Oscar Grant was a grown man standing up to a police officer. He probably was telling the guy, why are you doing this to me? And he was shot. This was a little kid coming home from the store, being followed by some big dude. Apparently one of the witnesses said Zimmerman had a little blood on him, busted nose, whatever. What would you do? Some big dude come up at you. Little dude probably got off a couple pop, and that was it. 2 swings and was shot down and murdered for being suspicious looking. This guy wasn't even a police officer. Now understand the progression of this. It went from a police officer. Remember those police officers were shooting brothers 40 and 50 times? And then we had a string where a couple of people were shooting police officers. We had 8 police officers die in a couple of weeks. Then we have all these little protests pop up. And then now we're going back to another young black killing. See, Oscar Grant was killed by a transit officer. You see what I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at? The police, the transit officials, and now Neighborhood Watch can shoot you now. You see what I'm getting at? Now, if this neighborhood is that bad, and this Neighborhood Watch guy is out, why you pick get a little skinny, little black kid to follow. And there's some, I'm pretty sure there's some big dudes, some big blacks, some big Mexicans he could have followed and did that too. It was a cowardly act by an afraid man who has a history. Somebody did something wrong to him, so he decides because they always get away. Maybe he was mugged and he decided, I'm going to be a hero because they got all these damn movies out. You know, started with a kick-ass, you know, where everybody wants to be a superhero. There's like three of them out. And this guy, Neighborhood Watch didn't want him. He had his own Neighborhood Watch team. Him, himself, and his chasm, his little, where his void was, where he was afraid of all these people who get away with it. These little black criminals. The coons, as he said it, in his own words. So maybe I will go download some stuff and do an expose. But this is the same old story. I heard one person say that we should be used to this by now. And the problem is, we're not used to this. They are. The people who can just shoot people and kill people because they look black, they are black, or they look suspicious while being black. Don't stop and tie your shoes or fiddle with anything in your pocket. The little boy had a pack of Skittles. I guess he had them in this thing. Well, eat a couple Skittles out. He had his hands in there. You know, when did it become okay to do this to black people? Take it back a while, you know. Go back a few years back. If you can throw a baby in the water to attract an alligator, you can kill these people for hundreds of years. You can take a people from their land and exploit the way they think, the way they believe, and their religion. You can do anything you want to these people. When these people stand up for themselves, you create a law to sit their asses back down. And this is how we are controlled, through fear. They killed him. Why should we go outside anymore? If the Neighborhood Watch can kill you, if you can be killed on the train tracks for speaking back, if you can be, you know, electrically prodded and tasered and shocked for speaking up, what do I do? If you're supposed to shut up and stand in line, then everybody needs to just stay in the house. But how can a little 17-year-old kid live his life staying in the house, locked away from society, thinking that he may be a bad character? Never before so bad is it where people have to stay inside to be safe. Is this the fear that, you know, they were trying to make us afraid so we don't go nowhere? Is this that fear they're talking about? Because look, you're killing little kids on the street for nothing because he looks suspicious. It's because he reminded you of the guy that robbed you. He looked just like the guy on TV that's a criminal. Perception. We wear baggy clothes and he had a hoodie on or whatever. I don't know. What is a crook supposed to dress like? What is a good person supposed to dress like? Are we supposed to wear a certain color when we're not a criminal? Can't wear my sports team out. Put on my Raider gear, can't go to the store and that. I'm a gangbanger. Black guys in a brand new car must be selling crack. Oh, wait a minute. I'm in California. They sell more than crack here. You know, what is it? Are we just the people to do this to? Are we the examples? Kill a bunch of black people, all the white people will shut the fuck up. Because you know what? Start killing your asses next. Yeah. Cops just gonna start blasting white people. But the problem is they ain't gonna blast the little kids. They're gonna blast the poor ones. You see, maybe people are put on blast every day through society. Some man is so damn scared. He's afraid in his neighborhood. He has to become the neighborhood watchman. He kills somebody and it's like, oh, a white guy kills a black kid. And then, oh, white people are like, oh no, he's Mexican. His father said he's Mexican. He's Hispanic. Doesn't matter what he is. He was a grown-ass man with a fear complex, with a gun, on the streets, hanging out in his car, looking for crime. What the fuck have we come to when we got grown-ass men looking for crime? And like I said, if the neighborhood was that bad, how come you didn't follow a big person? Somebody your size. You wouldn't follow a little kid, and with the assumption that all kids are fucked and bad, all little black kids are just, criminals. My son is that age. My son is taller than me. My son puts on his green army jacket, which I gave him, and he has a hoodie on underneath it. He has his headphones on, and he walks with his head down. Ominous. Scare the shit out of somebody already afraid. That man had no business with a gun. He had no business. If he said he had a gun, the police would have came and got his ass. Did he have a license for this gun? What is the status on having a gun in Florida? I don't know. But one thing I do know is a little kid is dead. Not some 17-year-old, 295-pound beast. What do you weigh, 160 pounds? And this man was a grown man. Picture Warren Sapp. I don't know if he's that big, but picture a football player, a lineman. This dude was abused, and he waited, and he waited, and he waited, and he waited for the time to get even. He got even with a demon in his past. He was shooting that little boy, and he was killing all those bad people that did something to him. Whatever group home he was in, whatever black people beat him up as a kid, whatever racism he felt from black people, whatever he did or was done to him, that was done to him. When people do things to you, that does not give you the license to go do things to other people. I believe this man had a fear complex. He was afraid of something, and he said it. They always get away with it. Those coons. It was his words. Is that racist? The word coon applied to black people? That's racist. Mexican, Chinese, white. Coon is racist. Unless your last name is Coon, Coon is racist. Statements, they always get away with it, tells you that he's been in this situation where maybe he was robbed by some black people, or maybe he was bullied by some people, because they always get away with it. He went after an image. How's our kids supposed to dress? What is a criminal? What's a crook look like? Just a crook? Do I look dangerous? I look frightening to somebody. If I had my other hat on, it was like the Smurfs hat, it's way up there like that. When you see something like this walking at you, or walking down the street, stand up, minding my own business, got that look on my face like, what there makes you want to shoot me? I got a hat on covering up all my hair, scruffy beard, got one striped there mustache. There's no reason for that. That man was afraid. And once again, you got people on the streets with psychological problems, and this guy had a gun. Remember what I said? People running the streets with psychological problems and guns. We have a whole bunch of troops coming home. They've been broken and they have psychological problems now. And they have access at guns. You think this idiot neighborhood watch fat boy wannabe hero was anything? He shot that boy and tried to figure out like, he doesn't have a gun. Oh God. Nope, that was the wrong kid, buddy. But these other guys coming home, and we're releasing people from prison because prisons cost money. Those people have psychological problems, and they are vicious criminals being released for drug use. We'll be roaming the streets like zombies. We got our troops coming home, taught to kill. You got zombies in your backyard, and nobody's getting arrested for shooting a little kid because he felt scared. I felt so scared that this little kid who's walking a complete different direction from me, that I got to get out and follow him because I think he's suspicious and I'm scared of him, is going to get the upper hand on me and punch me and run away. And I shoot him. Because they always get away with it. Those coons. Watch the videos and you put it together yourself. Man had mental issues. And if one crazy nut is walking around out there with a gun being on neighborhood watch, what about all these other people who've been trained to be crazy? When they come home and they're going to be watching their neighborhoods. So hopefully they will go capture this motherfucker and arrest him before he goes and kills himself. Because this coward will kill himself before he lets any justice happen to him. He's justified because he killed some demon from his past. But when he woke up in this reality, he killed some little kid who had nothing to fucking do with him, was scared to death, running for his life because some 300-pound man is chasing him. Wow. And they call me crazy. Thank you for making me go into this, Sean. Without looking at your video, I probably would not have tried to even talk about the situation because it's the same old situation. I'm not justifying anything that this man did by pointing out exactly why he did it. But he should not have been in a position to do it. And for that, I don't even think he deserves to go to prison. You know what he needs? He needs something new and radical. Maybe he needs to get his hands removed. Because where's that hand that pulled the trigger? It was those legs that carried him to that little boy. And it was those arms that grabbed him. Maybe I'd start with the hands. Take them off. It's called vivification or something like that. When you dissect a person alive, I take his hands off first. Then I'd work with my way up to his arms. And I'd stop at the shoulders. And I'd work my way under the feet. Right at the ankles. Right at the sockets. Real quick. I don't want to make him suffer. And I cut him off right there at the hips. He would be a body. Just like the oblong. You remember the oblongs? That's what I'd leave him as. Forever to walk around in public amongst these coons that scare him so much. With no arms, no legs. With a security guard uniform on, propped up in front of a building. I leave him just like that. So the next time you kill somebody, you have to bite him. Because he wouldn't have no legs to chase him down. No arms to grab him. No hand to pull a gun out, pull a trigger. Or leave his ass in public, like they did Sarah Bartman, for all to see. Spectacle. Because see, Johannes Measurely, he's already out for shooting Oscar Grant. Unarmed passenger. This private citizen shot an unarmed kid and didn't go to jail for it. He could have already left town, dyed his hair, gotten liposuction, had his face peeled back. Remember, this is Florida we're talking about. The same state that tried to overcharge a baby killer. Give her murder! Fry her! She was guilty on everything but murder. This man is guilty on everything, including murder.